welcome to the Outdoor Test Kitchen Podcast. I'm your host, Seth, along with Tim, and together we'll be discussing all things cooking, camping, and everything in between. We've got an exciting episode in store for you this week, so let's get started. Hey, welcome back to Outdoor Test Kitchen Podcast. Glad y'all could tune in.
Yes, and it's a little chilly this week.
Yes, it's finally hoodie weather.
It is.
I'm excited.
It is. Me too. It's finally, it's nice to finally not have to be sweating while we're out here. It's quite the opposite now.
Yes.
But yeah. Hope everybody had an awesome Halloween.
That's right. Hope everybody got plenty of candy and had a lot of fun at their trunk or treats.
Yes, your trunk or treats. Or if you listened to us last week, or maybe, you already had the idea yourself. You went out to a state park and had Halloween out there.
Yes, and if you did, let us know. Let us know how it was. That's exciting.
Definitely let us know. You might notice the set's a little bit different.
Well, because it's Thanksgiving month.
Yeah. It's the month of being thankful.
That's right. We're not going to skip the turkey and go right to Santa. No,
that's not how that works.
Yeah. The fat man can wait another month.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah. So we're going to be giving thanks all month long.
Yeah. Well, and also, he's got to have time to make all those presents.
That's right.
So
got to give him a break. And poor turkey, he wants to feel loved before we eat him.
Yes, he does.
It is that perfect time of fall, I think. I love this time of year, I would say. It's one of my favorite. The temperature, it's not too cold.
Yeah.
But it's that just right where you can at least have a fire, have a good time, and, not be sweating your cojones off.
Yeah, pretty much. The leaves are just barely starting to change color.
Yes, I'm sure in some other parts they already have changed.
Yeah,
other parts of the country.
Yeah, probably more north.
So that is always a beautiful thing. I loved being up in Ohio during the fall, especially up in the Amish country, the rolling hills, and then all the trees colors. Some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen, actually.
It is. All of these kinds of colors. It's awesome.
It's just so warm and inviting.
Yeah, it's very warm and soothing almost.
Yeah, and then you get December where everything's dead.
Yeah, it's all dead. It's cold.
That's why we have Santa Claus to make us happy.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
harsh winters.
Gotta keep the spirits up during the depressing winter months.
Right. But we are happy that it's fall, and with fall comes some awesome recipes. I think most fall food is comfort food. Like, that's
Definitely.
really, I think, because one, traditionally it's after the big harvest, so you have plenty of food. Plus, it's just different ways of preserving it through the winter, and you have these nice warm colors. You fatten yourself up to go through winter. Well, we Americans do it all year long.
Yeah, I guess America really just took that to heart.
Yes.
Like, well, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it right.
Yes. We're going to fatten ourselves up year round. But
We're good at it. Definitely good at it.
it's no shame. It's yummy. So we have a lot of fun recipes that we've been working on that we're going to be debuting all month. In fact, we got some really fun ones I think we're going to be working on today, actually.
Yeah. After the podcast, we're gonna get working on some of that. Those will be coming out.
A couple weeks.
Couple
a few
weeks.
or so.
But definitely be ready for those. It'll be pretty cool.
Oh, yes, and I'm ready to eat them. So.
Yeah.
But,
And we did plan on having a fire actually last night, but it got cold yesterday, so that was the reason why.
yeah, it'd been perfect for a fire.
Yep. But then, it kind of started raining and kind of filled up our little...
Yeah, our one little fire pit, we've been having some flooding issues, not due to our fault, due to some neighbors' negligence, but that's neither here nor there. So
Yeah, it happens. So
that fire pit was a little flooded, and then we were gonna clean out our old freestanding fire pit.
yeah, that we usually put our faux fire into, but we were going to clean that out and use that.
And although it just kept on raining and raining, it was just one of those, just not a heavy rain, just like an all day wet mist and small drops. But not complaining. We all know we could use the rain. Our lakes could need to get topped off before winter.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're going to get plenty of water this.
I will say, speaking of that, I did go out to the state park and was driving over the little dam. And I tell you what, even though it was kind of that foggy, the cold front has just came in, and so it was kind of rainy. But of course, it's been warm down here, and so the water was still warm. With that cold front, it was all steamy, and it was just like the steam was coming up over the dam road. It was just the coolest looking thing.
That is cool. Yep.
Should have took a picture, but I didn't.
Yeah, you should have.
I took a picture in my head.
Oh, well, let's, I can't really put that into the frame. So.
Well, that's why I described it.
Yeah, there you go.
I painted a picture with words.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a very good picture, but you know.
So we're like, a dam, hot water, fog.
Yes.
All right.
It was very creepy. It was very appropriate for Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually a couple of the state parks canceled some of their Halloween activities due to the weather as well. But most of them rescheduled it just to next weekend, though. So,
well, that's good to know. Yeah. Double check on that, because those are fun events. I mean, Halloween is supposed to be fun. I know we've kind of gotten it into a weird time.
Yeah.
Of trunk or treats and all the crazy, I don't know how to explain it, the devilish side of Halloween, and really kind of forgot the fun, carefree children's holiday.
To just go out and have fun and hang out with your friends and, just.
But hopefully that's what we're bringing back. That's what we would like to bring back.
Yeah, definitely. We'd definitely like to bring that back. And somebody felt a little under the weather, didn't they?
Yes, I did. Of course, with fall comes colds and flu season and all that fun stuff. But luckily, I was back up and at it after a couple of days of moderate rest.
Yeah, and the pollen count has been super high this past week. So I'm sure a lot of y'all are feeling that.
That's always fun.
Yeah. Luckily, it didn't really affect me, so.
Oh, that's good.
Usually it does, but.
We're not all superhumans like you.
Yeah. I actually have been pretty lucky with most sicknesses, so that's awesome. Good. I guess I should knock on.
Yeah. Don't mess up what we got coming up.
Yeah, I know.
We got our awesome Thanksgiving camp out.
Yes. Even if I was feeling bad, it would you'd have to bear with us and just watch me just be all snotty and feel
Stay
disgusting.
Away from the food.
Yeah. I'll be behind the camera the whole time.
But yes, we're planning that in about a week or so. We're going to go out on another camp trip and invited some friends to come eat with us. So we're going to kind of fix a little Friendsgiving and meet them out at the park. And so it should be a lot of fun, and I'm excited for it. I love fall camping.
Yes.
And
Me too.
And instead of our normal tent setup, we got one of their little park shelters, which
yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, sometimes getting a shelter is a little more convenient than bringing a tent. It's one less thing, and
it is.
You have really bad weather, they're great to be in.
They are, because pretty much it's like a porch, a covered porch with a mosquito net around it.
It's like a screened-in little cabin. Plus, they have the little louvered, I don't know, shutters around where you would put your sleeping area to keep bad weather out. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've stayed in them during huge thunderstorms.
Yeah, we have.
Sleep like a baby.
Yeah, exactly. And the site that we got, it's going to be really perfect for getting our Thanksgiving excursion. We haven't came up with a name, I guess, yet, but our Thanksgiving excursion recorded. So similar to our Spooktacle, which hopefully y'all have all seen. There will be a link on here for you to go watch that. We've got all of our awesome Halloween recipes there for you.
Yes. They're really good and they're fun.
Yeah, as well, they're on the website.
That's right, outdoortestkitchen.org.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, lot of exciting stuff coming up. And as always, we're going to keep pumping out some awesome recipes for you.
That's right. And speaking of fall recipes, it's time for the recipe of the week, where we break down one of our favorite recipes and give you guys all the details. So let's get cooking.
So this recipe is a very good one.
Oh, this is, I'm loving this recipe, honestly. It's one of my new favorite ways to make mac and cheese. And it's because it's our butternut squash mac and cheese. That's right, butternut squash mac and cheese.
I know, isn't that crazy? I don't know. I hadn't thought of putting butternut squash into a cheese sauce for mac and cheese, but I'll tell you what, it works super good.
Yes, it's flavorful, plus it's filling. It makes a great one-side dish. We did it with a blackened chicken and a mac and cheese, and it was perfect. It's filling. That butternut squash gives it really good flavor, plus the cheeses that we used. And I'm telling you what, it is very simple to make. You would think that, oh, you got to do this. No. We broke this down and we really changed it and, worked on it to make it easy. In fact, we did this out at our spooktacular spooktacle.
Yes, we did.
So it's easily executable out at a campsite. You can throw this together really fast in anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere. I mean, it does require some multitasking.
And that's just making the sauce plus the noodles. So you perfectly fine to pre-do your noodles. Have them pre-cooked in a baggie in the fridge, just like most restaurants do.
Yep.
We love doing that, going out to the campsite, already having as much done as possible. But if not, it's as simple as boiling water for the noodles. Yeah,
pretty much. Water, salt, noodles, and then strain your noodles.
That's it. Just do it by the box. I mean, I know some people, how do you cook your noodles? Well, however the box tells me. Yeah. I want it about al dente. So on typically, depending on the noodle, it's an average about 10 minutes or so. Drain it. Let it sit. Don't oil it or your sauce won't stick to your noodles. And even if you're letting them rest, yes, they'll get gummy and sticky, but once you kind of warm them up and toss them in the sauce, they break all back apart and are just fine.
And that's another thing, too. You want to make sure you're planning on, when you're cooking noodles, you want to plan how you're going to utilize them. So what I'm trying to say is you don't want to overcook your noodles because then they'll just fall apart.
Yes, and you'll just have mushy pasta garbage.
Yeah, almost like a pasta bowl.
Yeah, and that's why you like al dente, because it's still a little firm. It's not all the way, because you're going to throw your pasta back into your sauce and kind of cook it in the sauce a little bit, and that will finish off your noodle.
Yeah, exactly. And it is super delicious. I don't know if I said that yet or not, but
no, you didn't. I thought it was pretty bad.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't try it. But if you do want to try it, we've got the recipe right here.
Yes. Do you want to run down it?
Sure.
All right.
So, to make it easy on you, we did frozen butternut squash, the little cubes that you just get in the freezer aisle, Walmart, whatever super center you go to. They come in
like 10-ounce bags to equal the 4 cups. Just get 2 of the bags.
Yeah. So we got 4 cups of the butternut squash cubed. Then we've got a 1/4 cup of water. That's just so we can kind of steam them in the pan. Then we've got 4 tablespoons of butter. And we're adding the butter to add that little oil element to make our roux, which we'll be adding a 1/4 cup of flour. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of smoked salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 cups of milk to
whole milk
to get that sauce kind of saucy. And then we've got a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter teaspoon of rubbed sage, an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. If you use fresh nutmeg, it'll be even better.
Yes.
And then we've got 4 ounces of a sharp cheddar cheese and 4 ounces of a smoked Gouda.
Yes.
Oh, I love smoked Gouda.
It's one of my favorite cheeses.
Yeah, it's a good cheese.
And it's a great cheese no matter what kind of mac and cheese you're going to make. Always throw in a little bit of smoked Gouda. One, it melts beautifully, and it gives that just nice little smoky goodness taste.
Yes, it does. And then last, well, not really last, we've got a half teaspoon of fresh thyme. And for our pasta, we use the large shells, but you can use 16 ounces of whatever pasta.
Yeah, I mean, you can use traditional macaroni noodles. I just think it's fun to try different pastas for mac and cheese. You know, there's an appropriate time for the teeny tiny little macaroni noodles, but then sometimes it's fun to use ziti or cannellini, the little spirals.
And you could do like the
fusilli.
big old bow ties too.
And everybody loves, there's Velveeta and shells, which shells is a great because it holds the little sauce inside of it.
Yep.
But the large shells, not the jumbo ones that you stuff, but the large ones, they're just fun too because they get a lot of that good sauce in there. And,
Yeah.
I tell you what, when we were testing this, I ate on this almost daily. It's good cold.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We've been snacking on it for a while because if you see in the video, we made plenty.
Yes,
So-
I mean, you can't make a baby pot of mac and cheese.
No, you definitely can't. Mac and cheese is,
That's a family.
yeah. It's either a family side or it's a single dish.
Yes. I mean, that's true. It's a meal in itself. And I think adding the squash, you're adding more nutrients, and it's not just a cheese sauce. So it could be just you have a vegetarian, it's a great vegetarian meal. Or, man, crumble up some bacon bits and breadcrumbs and throw it in the oven and bake it off, and you'd have a mac and cheese bake.
Yeah. Man, that would be pretty good.
Toss in some lobster or shrimp and have a seafood mac and cheese.
Yeah. I mean, you literally could take this recipe and the main cheese sauce is really the butternut squash mac.
Yeah, and if your kids aren't a fan of some vegetables, this is an awesome way to sneak in some of those good nutrition from vegetables.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's so easy and it's delicious. It came out with a beautiful cream sauce.
It did.
Or cheese sauce. So I would highly recommend it, and it's perfect as a Thanksgiving side.
Oh, yeah. You do kind of need a blender, but...
Oh, that is true. Yes, that's the only thing that I guess hinders some people at a campsite. If you didn't have electricity, I guess you could hand blend it, but I wouldn't recommend it. That'd just be a pain in the...
It would be a big pain. It's not going to be the same if you use one of those hand blenders where you either pull the little string or you wind it up.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same smooth factor from zapping it in a electric blender, but it's still going to have the flavor. You're just not going to have the smooth.
Majority of the time, if you're out at a campsite, you can bring a blender. And I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and even if you don't have a blender, you can go to Walmart and pick one up for under $20. And that's what we use.
Yep.
And it works just fine. Now, we're not making margaritas with it. I don't know how great it would do crushing ice, but for the little things of purees and stuff we need, a $20 plug-in blender works beautifully.
Yeah.
And if we break it out at the campsite or something happens, it's $20. I'm not
$20.
like freaking out. It's not a Vitamix or
And that's
one of those.
You kind of brought up a good point of not modern times. Everybody says, "Oh, you got to get the best for every application." No, you don't.
You got to get the best for the application, and a $20 blender is perfect for most sauces and purees that you need a blender for.
Yeah, you don't need a top of the line RoboCoupe blender just to make
blend
a
some
cheese
soup.
sauce.
And I know, I mean, we're not big smoothie people, so if we were, we would probably have a blender designed more so for smoothies. So
But we could do a blender test.
yes, we could try it out. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't have a pen on me.
I always have a pen, but I don't today.
Yep.
Anyways, it's in the video.
Yeah.
These guys will remind us.
But that would be, and that's what we like, so that we can take that $20 blender with us, and it works perfect.
Yeah.
And then you just stow it away, because most campsites, a lot of them will have electricity, or if you're in your car, it would work on an inverter really fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would just say it's great. And once you taste it, you'll be like, oh, yeah.
I'm going to figure out how to make this. That's
That's it. And you can watch the full video.
Yeah, you can. You could put it on, cook it with us.
Yes. It's that simple.
It is. So you should try it. And if you come across a hiccup or anything that you're like, actually, this is a little more difficult than what you made it appear, let us know so we can, we can always adjust and help and
because we want to try to
things
make it as easy as possible. And the ingredient list is really, the hardest part is throwing in the butternut squash, and basically you're using that quarter cup of water to kind of steam it and cook it down. Now, if you started with raw butternut squash, you'd have to cook it. I would probably blanch those.
Yeah.
Or pre-freeze them, because what's happening when you freeze stuff is it's breaking apart the little microfibers in the freezing process.
Yeah, it is actually.
And so that's why it softens up better. So there's some things that are good to freeze
As a technique.
Yes. And so that's why we start with the frozen cubes, because one, they're a little softer already, even though they're technically still raw, but they're not as hard as if we got a butternut squash and cubed it up ourselves. Then we would probably have to blanch it.
Yeah. But if you are kind of wanting to throw like a little flair into the recipe and you're like, well, I want to use a fresh butternut squash, a fun way at the campsite to cook it would be like over a fire too.
You could roast it and
roast
add
it over
in
the fire and just like scoop it out of the hole and toss it in.
Then you have your butternut squash mush, and that's all you really need.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's going to be pureeing it in the end. So there's a lot of fun things you can do, but we try to make it as easy as possible and as flavorful. And this is, I remember the first time trying it after perfecting it, I was like, holy, bad word. It is good.
Good save there. That's funny.
But yeah, and the fresh thyme is very important. Nice little garnish, because it does really pop it off. Every little bite, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and actually, in the video, you'll hear us say, yeah, you got to put that thyme in there.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, it is definitely a great recipe to keep you warm during these fall months.
That is for sure. Oh, just remember, give it a try. It's on our website, outdoortestkitchen.org. I think it's probably in the top 3 right now.
Yeah.
When you go to the page. I just put it up there.
Yep. And of course, you can watch the video too, as we've said a couple times.
Yes, it's easy. I'm telling you. It's a fun recipe, and your kids will love it, even though it has squash in it.
Yes, they will.
Well, speaking of fall, it is getting colder, so we have some tips, tricks, and insights into keeping warm.
Yes, we do.
And this is just the bumper I'm just doing live, because I didn't come up with it.
I kind of like that. It sounds cool. Man, but there are some crazy things now that can keep you warm. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they got one of their friends, they got them a glove, like a work glove that has like a heat blanket, like the wires on the inside to keep your hands warm while you're working. Now, that sounds cool and all, but just imagine you're working, I've blown through a couple pairs of work gloves, busted a finger through it. That'd be pretty shocking.
Boo. Yes, it would. Was that pants or pockets that told you that?
Yeah.
I knew it. His buddy Pockets over there. Sorry.
That's funny.
Yes, that not only gloves, I've seen they make now jackets.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would love one on some of the days, and some hunting jackets too that have little battery powered.
Or if you got kids that play football, that'd be awesome,
Yes.
especially in the cooler months. I wonder do they make pants? That'd be cool too.
I haven't seen pants, but I'm sure. I mean,
Because those bleachers can get pretty cold. Those aluminum bleachers in the cold
yes.
breezes. Oof.
So, but also good ways to keep warm. Of course, if you're camping, if you're in a camper, yes, you just walk in and you turn your furnace on.
Yeah, that's
quite
a pretty simple way.
But remember, I know now that it is just starting to get cold, and you people that like to camp in the winter, like us, test your heater out first before you go there. Just don't set it and then go to bed. And also make sure if it's a gas, you have your carbon monoxide detector. Change the batteries. Go ahead and just do a full maintenance on it. Don't just push the test button and go, well, it's still working.
Yeah.
Start with fresh batteries, starting of the cold season.
At least each season start with fresh batteries.
Yes.
You don't want, just for a simple thing, you don't want to die just because of a battery. Come on, it's like.
So, and that's why when you get in your camper, test your furnace out, make sure everything's running appropriately, and make sure your detectors are working. And you should have no problem once you do that. But if you don't do that, man, the risking dying in your sleep for $2 worth of batteries is not worth it.
Definitely not worth it.
That's just a silly mistake.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And then also, good old-fashioned fires. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, you're not going to hear me complain about that. I love fires.
And then we did learn a really good trick on the really cold nights when you're going to want to burn more wood is mix in some green wood.
Yeah. It'll burn for a lot longer.
Yes, unlike if you have nothing but seasoned wood when you're either purchasing your firewood, or if you're going out to your own wood pile, mix in some of the fresher stuff. Don't just use all the seasoned stuff because you will blow through all that seasoned wood pretty fast.
Yes,
Next thing you know, you'll be standing there with no firewood and cold.
Yep. Basically, what you want to do is you want to start your fire with the seasoned wood, get it going nice and hot, and then slowly maintain your fire with some non-seasoned wood. And if it's starting to go down a little bit, add a seasoned piece, and you just want to maintain it that way.
So that you can have a nice fire for the whole time.
Yeah.
And not go through an entire wood pile.
Yeah. Just be careful how much unseasoned you put on there because you'll start making a lot of smoke.
That's true. It's a nice balance.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
And of course, remember to dress in layers, especially during fall. Because you never know. Fall is a weird time, especially in the South.
It is.
Maybe 80 degrees during the day and then 40 at night.
Yeah, you better keep a pair of shorts in your backpack and you better put some pants on.
Yes. And have, a hoodie and a jacket. You don't know which one. I mean, just plan, simple layering. It's better to have layers you can take off than be stuck in a parka in 80-degree weather going, oh, my gosh, why didn't I bring a short-sleeve shirt?
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. Don't want to get stuck in it.
And just in the opposite, you don't like, all I brought was this little hoodie and it's now, 20 degrees. Why didn't I bring a jacket?
Yeah.
So just remember, a good, easy thing is just to, layer it up. And that's, learned that living in Alaska. Just kept different layers in your truck.
Yeah.
That's just how it was.
And then you can also just keep moving. Keep moving.
That is.
Keep that blood flowing.
That is probably the biggest thing. And you'll notice, even living in Alaska in the middle of the winter, you'd see a lot of people in short sleeves during the day. Just because you're out there, you're working, as long as your body is moving, you're generating energy and you're going to be staying warm. And the last thing you want to do is get sweaty. So once you stop moving and get your clothes wet from sweat.
Yeah.
Because once you stop moving, then you're going to start getting really cold, really fast, and not be very enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, don't let the cold unmotivate you.
No.
Just camping in the cold is still very
It's a lot of fun. And it should motivate you more because, man, you get to actually do a lot more because you aren't burning up. And it's not like, I just want to lay in a hammock in the shade.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, I can go
In
hiking.
fact, yeah, you're going to want to stay out of the shade at that point.
You're going to want to do a lot of activities, which so I think it's a fun time. And I love cold weather camping. And
Me too.
even in a tent.
Yeah. I really am excited to kind of get more into cold weather camping. I've been looking forward to it for past couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting maybe a new tent.
Yes, we have been eyeballing some hot tents, which are basically a hot tent is a canvas tent where you can put a wood stove or stove in it.
Like a 4-season tent. Because most of your tents at Walmart, they're 3-season tents.
Yes. And most of your tents that are out of the nylon and tent material is really just a 3-season.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yes, we've been looking at some that we want to try out. And of course, I love even being back in the Army. It was a pain, but sometimes it was fun to be on fire watch and stoking those old wood fires and staying warm next to the barrel that was transporting them to a fireplace.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. New Army gets all new stuff.
Yeah.
Old school guys, we got a barrel.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's probably saving a lot of money.
Yeah, they don't care about that nowadays.
But yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
the hot tents are fun. I like them. And I'm excited to get one because it's also a lot of fun because you're stoking a fire and it's.
Hey, and if y'all have a hot tent that you really like, let us know what you like.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get it and test it out. Or one of the wood fire stoves for inside the tent. If you've got one that's like got really cool either accessories or just comes automatically with something.
Yes, because I want us to take a nice little winter trip up to either Colorado or Montana and do some like real winter.
Yeah, that's some real winter camping.
Like go out on an elk hunt.
Yeah.
That's fun. I used to have I guess he'd be a step uncle or something. Lived in Colorado. He was an elk guide, and he would go out on horseback for weeks at a time, out taking people out on elk hunts.
Wow.
That's a lot of fun right there.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yes, well, I'm excited for this winter, and fall just gets you all excited for it.
Yes, it does. That cozy, just almost familiar, I guess you could say, feeling. Just
a nice warm fall.
Yep, exactly. So,
yes, well, we are going to get to cooking. So.
Yes, we are. So don't forget, you gotta like, subscribe, comment. You know, go to our website, check out those recipes. You can.
And where's that website?
Oh yeah, where is it? OutdoorTestKitchen.org.
That's right.
So, we've also got almost all of those recipes as a video right here on our YouTube channel, so check those out too. And
all right, guys, I hope everybody has an awesome week and starting to enjoy the nice fall weather. And remember, we will see you next Thursday, and always keep camping and keep cooking.
yeah.